So you get a door knock from me, and you're probably getting door knocks from a lot of other people. Hi, I'm George Anderson from REI Branded Home Buyer.com. Go to that website, check us out. We primarily buy houses in Spokane, in the surrounding area. We also buy houses all over Washington. But currently we're going around and we're door knocking on pre-foreclosures. And if you get a knock on the door and you see this beard standing behind there, believe me, I understand that you're going through a lot of emotions. And I'm just here to help you out in a very tough situation. So, a little story about yesterday. I was out door knocking and I had a gentleman come out and he was not happy that I was there. I got the what for, and hey, I'm so sorry, I'm backing up, I'm so sorry to bother you. And I went back to my truck. While I was in the truck, I was doing some stuff on the phone. I was trying to catch up on some emails and also do some paperwork. And the gentleman was actually going to check his mailbox. And I apologized profusely for even knocking on the door. And I explained why I was there while he was walking. And he actually came back and he opened up to me and told me his situation. There was a forbearance on the house, and their bank decided that they were going to add up all the charges at the very end of the forbearance, demand the money now, when it wasn't sold to him for that at that particular moment when he did the forbearance back when COVID was going on. So with the forbearance that went in effect and pushed all the payments back, we were all told that these payments were going to be put on the end of the loan and just extend the loan a little bit longer. But this was not the case, I don't believe. I think a lot of time that was not invested in explaining to people what exactly happened or what was going to happen was properly done. And I almost fell victim to this type of lending. So I owned a duplex here in Spokane, and at the time I was living in it when all this stuff started happening back in 2020. I went to my lender and I was just clicking on a couple things and it said something about forbearance. I clicked on it and it automatically assigned a forbearance to my loan. And I had to actually call in, tell them that I did not want that to happen. But since I clicked on it and I called in directly afterwards, they were like, oh, you got to wait a week before we could even reinstate everything. Which was just some hijinks in my views. So these banks are going around and doing this to people. And then in the end, they're foreclosing on these people that had no idea how forbearance was actually implemented. In my situation, yes, I got ahead of it and I took care of it. But in a lot of other people's instances, that didn't exactly happen. So the forbearance ran its course. Now the bank's demanding money from you. And now you're in foreclosure here in Spokane, or Washington for that matter, and you don't know what to do. I have a couple options right here. I can actually give a couple of these out, and we can go over some of those options for you. Usually we give about 3 different options, and there is a forbearance program here in Washington that just started not too long ago. I know that during a house, when somebody sells a house or buys a house, there's $90 that's added on as a fee to the closing that goes to foreclosure, forgiveness, or help within Washington state. Now, I can go over this program with you, but it's going to take a whole nother video to do that. This video is primarily just to get in front of you and let you know, hey, I might be knocking on your door here in Spokane. And please, I'm as terrified knocking on that door because I don't know what's going on the other side of that door, as you are terrified of what's going on with your current financial situation. So I'm just there to make sure that, hey, I'm here to help. Whatever I can do to point you in the right direction. One of those three instances that I just said that we can offer you might be a cash offer on your house, so it doesn't go to foreclosure and the bank doesn't steal all your equity. That's what they really, and the bank's not really stealing your equity. They're just trying to sell the house at the auction here in Spokane on the courthouse steps for what is owed to them. Now, if there's any money that, say the person that's buying your house at the courthouse steps here in Spokane buys it for, say your house, you owe $160,000. It's just numbers. If it goes for auction for $160 and the person at the auction pays $160, you're not going to get any money. But if they pay $180, you're going to get the overage from $160. The bank cannot legally take that money from you. However, a person at the auction will not try to pay that amount. They're going to try to pay the least amount as possible. It doesn't matter what the current condition of the house is. They're going to try to get it at the lowest possible price. So if nobody's there and nobody's bidding on the auction or anything like that, and it sells for $160, the bank's going to get their money and off they go. That is exactly what's going to happen at an auction here in Washington. And a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a real estate agent, I'm just a guy that buys houses and a guy that tries to help people out. That's all I try to do. I try to give the most information possible, the best information possible, and the current information. So if you want to go to our website, www.reibrandedhomebuyer.com, and check us out, you could also look on Google and see our 5-star ratings. We got 50 of them currently. There might be more by the time you're watching this video. We tend to collect 5-star ratings, and we do our best to help as many people out. That's exactly what we're doing. I'm very sorry about Mac upstairs. He's barking. He's a great dog. He's a goober, though. He's weird. And I wouldn't want to yell at him right now. I don't think yelling at him is going to work. And I don't yell at him. I learned a long time ago that if you yell at a dog, you're just barking with him. But anyway, as I said earlier about foreclosures, we have 3 options available when it comes to that. And I hope that when you see this video here in Spokane, that maybe you're like, oh, I'm sick and tired of having this house and I want to sell this house for cash in Spokane. And maybe George and REI Branded Home Buyer is the company to sell it to. In fact, a couple of the houses that we've door knocked over the past couple days, I believe that we're going to be able to help these people out. So I can only get to so many houses a day. If I haven't gotten to your house yet, I'm very sorry. Also, you can go and put in your information at our website and say, hey, you know what, George, come and see my house. Like, I'm in this current situation. And we'll get out there, we'll make an appointment, and we'll get out there. We'll talk to you about your situation. We'll see what's going on, see if we can help you out. Again, we have several different options that can maybe help you out in whatever predicament you find yourself in. If there's a foreclosure auction that's coming up really soon, the cash offer might be the best option because that's the fastest. If your house is still beautiful, doesn't need any updates or anything like that, can go right on the market right away. Maybe we can get it on the market with one of our best real estate agents around. And as long as it goes on the market, sells within a certain amount of time, and it closes before the auction, everything's groovy. Everything's groovy, folks. Everything's groovy. I'm doing the whole hang loose from Hawaii. I love Hawaii, by the way. We're here in Spokane, Washington. We buy houses in the area. If you want to talk to us, get to know us, please give us a call. There's George. He's always on the phone. Yes, my name is George, too. His name is George Uno, which means one in Spanish. And it's funny because he's George 1, and then now they're calling me George Dos, so George 1 and George 2. And then when we're hanging out together, everybody calls us George Squared. A little joke for y'all. I hope this was a little bit light conversation on the interwebs, and we'll throw this on the YouTube channel. I hope that this information found who needed it. Again, this video is about foreclosure in Washington and also foreclosure in Spokane, especially in Spokane. That's exactly where we're at currently, but we have people all over Washington that help us out. So if you need any help, you need some guidance, again, we're not lawyers, we're not financial advisors, we're just people that have been through this several times. I went out and started doing this because my sister actually got foreclosed on back in the day. And I wish I would have known this information sooner, because I would have been able to help her and stop that just debacle that went on, and it would have saved her credit. It would have saved her a lot of time in the next 7 years. I think when she did get foreclosed upon, I think it was around like 2010, so right after the financial crisis right there. Hey, I hope I'm reaching the right people. Again, George from REI Branded Home Buyer. It's reibrandedhomebuyer.com. Over here in Spokane. Again, we do buy houses all over Washington. We do help people throughout the state. So give us a call at 509-769-3439. That's our phone number. And then our saying is, no more worry, no more why, just peace of mind with REI. Have a great one. Bye-bye.